second. Give me a second. Show you this. I've shown this part. Yeah. Okay. Text to columns is there in the data tab over here. Just give me a minute. I'll have water and come up. Just a minute. Yeah, so the text to columns functionality is nothing but to split up columns, a single column to multiple columns based on delimiters. There are two options over there, two modes of splitting up. One is based on delimiters and another is based on like fixed length, or I'll say fixed width. So two modes are there. Okay, we'll see both of them one by one. The first one is delimiter, and you can see it's just nothing but full names, your first name and last name. It's separated by space over there. So just select the whole column with their full names. Come over here to data and text to columns. You have two options over here. As I told you, first is delimited and fixed width. Now delimited is something like each of, obviously a person, not two persons name, the length of two persons name is not going to be same, right? Obviously it will keep on changing, right? Here it's the, you have to split the name. You have to separate the names based on the separator, like a separator space over here. Okay, so first name space last name. So based on the position of the delimiter space over here, we can do the split up. So first one says as characters such as comma, tabs separate each field. Now tabs is like a new line. Here it's not comma, I can see it's your space only. So three steps in this particular dialog box or this process. First step is just selecting whether it's a delimited or a fixed width. So second one is what is that actual delimiter you are supposed to mention. Tab will be there by default. Tab is your new line. You have few of them predefined. You may select any of them, which is actually over here. Here it's your space. So I'm going to check this box. Okay, but one more thing before checking this box, you're seeing a data preview over here. Whatever the data we are trying to split up, that's what you're seeing. Till now, there is no split up. But the moment you click on space, like you mentioned the delimiter, you will see a break line. It's called a break line. Break line will come, which is going to separate your first name and last name. Next is just go to the next step. Here, the output data format, that's your column. You could keep it as general. General is for common for all. You could keep as text also. No issues. Okay, as of now, I'm going for general. I'm not changing it off. But what needs to be changed is your destination. Destination is where do you want the output to be. Okay, either you may keep like you want to keep it at A5 only. If it is at A5, and just say finish means it will be all the first names in A column and the second name and your surnames will be in the B column. Okay, you may have it like this, or else if I do a Control Z, I come back here. Instead of A5, I could mention any other empty location and just say finish. It's like, you remember our advanced filtering option. You had to filter the list in place and your copy to another location. There were two options, right? Same way over here also. So you have in your original data, and this you have it got your splitted up data. Okay, clear? Okay, let's see two more examples are there over here. Okay, the same names. Here the separator or the delimiter is not space, but it's an and sign or ampersand. So I'll go for text two columns. It's a delimiter only. It's not a space over here. See, even the space is being selected. Like it's the delimiter is being specified, but there is no breakup line coming up or break line. So none of these are really satisfying. So I'll go for other. I have to mention it here. The moment we mention the correct delimiter, it's going to, that break line is going to pop up. Okay, I'm going to keep it as general only. It can be at A19, or else I'm going to place it at another empty location and go for finish. I can see the split up happening. So based on the position of the delimiter, the split up is really happening. Can I move it? Any questions? Okay, third one, the delimiter, same names, but the delimiter is at the rate. So next to text two columns, next, instead of ampersand, it will be at the rate. You get the break line. Next, maybe you could keep it at A34 only. Just put it finish. It's going to get split it up. All good? Any questions?
No questions. Good.
Okay. What if you are going to have like text to next one option only? Fixed width. Fixed width is the list of values that you are going to split up. The length of each of the value is the same. So you don't have to worry about the position of the delimiter. You just can, like, since the length of each value is the same, you can do it like a manual breakup. You can, like manual splitting you can do. How? I'll show you. I'll delete this. Go for a save. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. Now you got your phone numbers. You can see first two is your ISD. India's ISD is 91. Then next to two is your STD code, which is specific for each state. And then last is your actual landline number. So I'm going to split it up using fixed width method. I'll just select all the five text two columns. Now we'll go for the second method. Next. Here you're supposed to do a manual work, like after 9-1, I want to have a split up. And after first, like the two state code or the STD code, I'm going to have a split up. Just going for null next. See, one thing over here, if you are not understanding what I did, it's even written on the top. To create a break line, click at the desired position. To delete a brake line, double click on the line. And to move the brake line, click and drag it. Okay, the same three options only I've selected, but then I've just created. I didn't delete or move. I didn't do that. Just a single click only I have done. But at the correct positions, the first time itself, I could achieve that. Maybe at times our hand movement could be something like we are we are not able to do it at first go. Maybe just do a move here, like you could drag that brake line here and there to bring it to the correct position. That's it. No other fussy thing about this. Next. Okay, again, general, I could keep it at B7. I could start it from B7, but I don't want that. I'll do it from C7. And I'll just go for finish. It says they got data already there, but never mind. So I could variable split it up based on, because that break line I could introduce. Obvious reason being the length of each value that we are trying to split up is the same. All okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So with that good number of functionalities we have learned, I'm not saying it's over, but then yeah, before you actually start off with the functions, you have seen a good number of functionalities which you may require at every stage you might require. Okay, so now we'll start off with our functions, text functions over here. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, first text functions, like how many text functions you're going to learn means all of these. 3, 4, 7, 11, 13 of them we're going to learn. So let's see the first one over here. In fact, in this sheet, you've got 5 of them. These 5 are the one. Okay. First one you're going to learn is trim. But even before going to trim, understand what is the input data set all about, how it's been there. You've got few string values and these text functions. The name itself says text functions means these functions are going to be very much applicable on text data type. Okay. So first one, I mean, each of these values, if you see, there is some first one, if you see, it's before that L, starting of L itself, you have a good amount of space over here. It's an irrelevant, it's not needed, right? Same way I could say that for this particular one also I could say. Okay, what about this one? It might not seem here, but if you click onto this area, na, see after Z, you have got a good amount of space left out. See, to remove each of these spaces manually, it will be a foolishness. Okay, why I'm saying is here you have some 10 to 15 records. Okay, you might tell me do you want to do it at like manually, you want to find out and do, but in real time you're not going to get such a small amount of data set. Like number of records are definitely going to be really high, at least 1,000. In those cases there is no I mean, if you are going to do it manually, it's going to take a whole day. Nobody wants to do that, right? So in order to remove these spaces, your leading and trailing spaces, leading means the space before the start of the string, and trailing spaces means after the end of the string. If you have some spaces, that's your trailing spaces. So leading and trailing spaces, in order to remove them, you can use the function called trim. Okay, I have, like, it starts off, maybe if you want I can delete it and show. Wait. Any function or calculation should start with an equal to sign. Only then Excel will understand that what follows equal to sign is a function or a formula. Here we are going to introduce the function trim. Tab, and if you open the effects, removes all spaces from a text string except for single spaces between words. So in between these words, if you are going to have some single spaces, means it's going to ignore those spaces. But apart from that, if you have spaces before the start of the word or after the end of the word, like a leading and trailing, those are going to get removed. Trimming, as simple as that. And only one argument. So whichever text string you want to trim, you're going to pass that. And you can very well see here the input has got some blank space before L. The output has got no unnecessary space. So if you click on OK, you're going to get the value. And once the first one is done, just double click. You're going to get that entire one with the spaces removed. You remember we had this after Z, you had a big space over here. So if I see the effects over here, see after Z, you have got a big space over here. But after applying trim, there is no unnecessary space. It has been removed. Not only for that, for all of these 10 to 11 values, the unnecessary spaces are very much removed. How many? 10 are there. Clear as to what is trim? Okay. Next, coming to proper. Proper is you, just making or converting the first character of each word to a capital. Okay, just like if you read any article in a maybe internet or even a newspaper, after a full stop you will find the first letter, like the first letter or character of a sentence will be in capital, rest all will be small. So similar kind of a logic, but then it is a sentence that I had been giving you an example. Here it will be a string, text string, which we are passing to the proper function. Each of the word of that string, say if you have that string or sentence has got some 5 words, means it will convert the first letter or character of each of those 5 words to uppercase. So if I apply proper over here, and I'm not going to go for A9 as my input, I'm going to take it as B9, because B9 has got the unnecessary spaces removed. So if I close and hit enter, this is what I go. There are 2 words in that string. So first letter of each word is a capital, rest all small. That's what proper does. See, converts a text string to proper case, the first letter in each word to uppercase and all other letters to lowercase. That's a proper. Now, if you want to convert all the letters in a string, okay, to uppercase, means you are going to use upper function. I am going to use the input as C9, because if I use B9, B9 already has got all in caps. My upper output also will be in caps. I won't be able to differentiate between the input and the output. So I'm just using the C9 as my input. That is this one. Output of my proper. Hopefully now you can see the difference. This is all like few of them in small, few of them in caps. This when I applied upper, you're seeing all of them in uppercase. Converts a string, text string to all uppercase letters. Okay, I had to double click so that we'll get the like same calculation being applied to all the values over here. Same way upper also I can double click to get the result. Lower is just the opposite of upper. It's going to convert every other letter to a lower case. Maybe I could use C9 or I could use D9, more better. See, here all upper, here all small. I mean lower case basically. Converts all letters in a text string to lower case. Okay, last one over here in this sheet. Len. Len means to find out the total length of that string. What do I mean by the string means? It will just calculate or it will just add up, or let me not even say add. It will count each and every character in that string and give us the total length. Like how many characters are available in that string, it will count and let us know. But one thing is there, it will count or it will consider or it will include the in between. Like if there are two words means between two words you will have a single space in between. So it will consider that in between space in the counting operation. And in Excel, space is very much treated like a text character. So if I open up my bracket and I can put inputs as any four of this. Definitely don't go for this because it will add up the space over here. Don't do that. So I'll go with this. Close. That's your 11. Last 01 is 6 plus 1 in between space is 7. 7 plus 4 is equal to 11. Double click, you're going to get the whole. If I go to effects, returns the number of characters in a text string. All good? These 5 functions you have been able to understand what's going on?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll proceed. Okay. A few examples are here. You may choose this, or maybe if you have some a two-letter word, two word string if you have, or any sentence if you have in mind. Can you give that? Hmm? Any string that's coming up to your mind, let me know.
Two
Okay, I
letter word.
have some.
Can you come again, please?
Anama,
What you have asked, ma'am? I missed something.
I'm asking you, give me an example, input string, give me an example. I will show up all of these functions. Do you have
Any
something in
sentence?
mind? Huh?
Any sentence you are telling? You are asking,
Yeah,
ma'am.
sentence or two-word string, anything you can give me.
The same chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, that all.
Apple pie.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip. Not like
All
this, ma'am.
eating, all eating.
Yes, ma'am.
Your people are hungry today? You haven't ate?
Yeah, I thought to wish you, ma'am. Happy Teachers Day, ma'am.
Thank
Happy
you.
Teachers Day, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Happy Teachers
much.
Day, ma'am.
Thank you. Is it that the moment I wrote Teacher's Day, you started remembering it's a teacher day? Okay. Chalo. This is the string that I'm going to use as my input value, and I'm going to apply each of these functions that's written on this left hand side. Now I'll apply each one of them. Okay, let's start. First one is what? Left function. What is this going to do? It's going to return the specified number of characters from the start of a text string. Okay, let's understand that. I'll tell you what are the arguments also. Now, your input string is what? Happy Teacher's Day, right? Start of the string is what? The string starts from H. So from H, how many number of characters I want to extract or I want to get it returned? That's what left is going to do. Returns the specified number of characters from the start of the text string. Like H is the starting position. Okay, so from starting position H, how many letters I want to return back. That's what left is all going to do. My text is F3 over here. How many characters I want to return? Maybe I want to return 5. It'll be just happy. Okay. Maybe teachers is how much? 6. Wait. 14. If I change this to 14, sorry, it'll give me happy teachers. Now, one thing, two arguments you're seeing. One, for this left function, first is your input data, input string. And second is the number of characters that I want to return back. Okay, if I mention the characters, it's just going to return me as simple as that. How many ever the count I'm mentioning is going to return back that much. But if you're seeing here, the number of chars, this particular argument is enclosed in square brackets. So in Excel, not in Excel, many BI tools, whichever any argument, any function argument, if it's enclosed in square brackets, it means it's an optional argument. Optional argument means you may really omit that particular argument, like as in to say you may not mention that, as simple as it. Mandatory ones will not be enclosed in square brackets. So mandatory ones you are to specify, like F3, like your text over here is mandatory because I need to have a string on which the left function is going to be applied. But number of characters is a optional argument. Okay, if and every other optional argument will have a default value. Over here, the default value of number of chars, the second argument is 1. So in case if I don't mention anything, if I just say left of F3, it will return me H. Okay, so mandatory arguments would not be enclosed in square brackets. Optional ones will be enclosed in square brackets, and for optional ones, the name itself says you may or may not mention. As per the requirement, you may or may not mention the argument value. And since it's when you are not mentioning, Excel is going to assume the default value of that argument. Over here, the default value is just 1. Clear? All of you clear? Okay, I'll move on. Right function. Right is just the opposite of left. Right is going to return the specified number of characters from the end of a text string. Okay, for in left case, my starting position was H, which is the start of the string. In right function, the starting position is the last character of that string. Over here, it's your this Y. So here also two arguments. First one is the input text. Second one is the number of characters. If I mention 3 over here, it will give me the day over there. Answer as day. That is from Y 3 characters 1, 2, and 3. And same way, if I don't mention, it's just going to return me Y, last value, last character Y. Okay. For left function, the starting position is the first letter of that string. For right function, the starting position is the last character of the string. All okay? Can I move on? All good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have a function which has the starting point as the first letter, another function as the last letter. Another function, but say suppose a requirement says to extract characters from the middle of the string. For that reason only you've got mid. Okay. So mid function returns the characters from the middle of a text string given a starting position and length. Now for left and right, I didn't mention the starting position. It was by default assumed by that the function itself is being set up like that, or it's been defined like the starting position for left is the first letter, the starting position for right is the last letter. But for mid, if I am just saying from the middle of the string, I am supposed to mention the starting position. Otherwise, how will Excel understand? We are saying middle. How will it understand? I should mention the starting position. Yes, of course, the length of characters I want to extract, that is definitely required. Here, there is no optional argument. The mid function, three arguments will be there. All three of them are mandatory. So text is this starting number. Say I want to return this teachers. So it is the seventh position, comma. Number of characters, teachers is 7. 7, it was 8, I guess. That means. All okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, left, right, mid, done. Now we have got something called find. Now find is if I want to find the position of any character, I may use, or I won't say I may use, I am going to use find. So it returns the starting position of one text string within another text string, and find is case sensitive. Okay, now it's got 3 arguments. It's very much, you can see that. Sorry, just to give me a moment. Okay, find text, like I want to find the position of certain character, na? So that character I'm going to mention in the find text. Say Y is appearing how many times? 2 times it is appearing. A is appearing 1, 2, 3 times. So any of these we can try. It's not that any repeating characters only I'm going to try. I may try non-repeating ones. Anything. Let's say, let me start off with the non-repeating one. I can show you 2 to 3 examples within the find itself. Okay, T. Okay, I'm going to find T within text, within Happy Teacher's Day, and starting num. Okay, starting num we may or may not mention. Okay, if we are not going to mention, it's an optional argument. If you're not going to mention, it will assume 1 as the starting position. That is H as the starting position. Okay, see here, starting num. specifies the character at which to start the search. The first character is within text is character number 1. That is H is character number 1. If omitted, start num is equal to 1. Let's see it omitting and then we'll give it a number. Let's see that. But it gives me hash value. I did apply the function find on this particular text. I wanted to find out T. It's giving me hash value error. Like some sort of error it's giving me. Can you guess out what could be the error? Why it is giving me some error? Okay, what I have tried to search and what is actually available. Yes? What is it that I'm trying to search? Can you be a bit louder, sir? Whoever was it? Can you be a bit louder?
Because of small t.
We are trying to find out small t, but what is actually available? It's capital T.
Capital.
Did you notice a word telling
Case
here?
sensitive
Find
only.
is
Yes,
case
yes, yes,
sensitive.
yes.
That is the reason it is giving me a error. Hash value over here means that particular string or that particular character is not found. But if I replace it with capital T, it will tell me it's at 7th position. Clear? Okay, now let's try out a particular character which is appearing more than once. T is appearing only once here. I'll try out for maybe P, A, any of these I can try, even E I can try. Okay, anyway, I'll try out for A. A you have got 3 times appearing. I'll give a proper one, small a only I'll give. What is it doing? There are 3 occurrences of A in this string available at F3, but it is giving me the occurrence of the first occurrence. Sorry, it is giving me the position of the first occurrence. Right? Now, reason why do you think it's really giving? Think for a second. If you are not able to, I'll tell you. Okay, if you want one. Second position, okay, ma. First occurrence is at second position, all good. But there is something over here. The last argument is starting number, like starting position we are supposed to mention. I didn't mention that. When I'm not mentioning, it's actually an optional argument. When I'm not mentioning, it's going to assume a value 1, which means H is the starting position for it. So from H, from that starting position 1, whichever is the first location that's, or whichever is, whenever it's going to encounter that particular, or it's going to find that particular occurrence, doesn't matter first or second or whichever. Here it will be first only because it's starting from H. But say suppose if I try to find, like I mentioned the starting num, say maybe not 1 is by default, we know. We leave 2 also, we mention 3 over there. Okay, if I mention 3, it will give me 9. Because at that time, it starts counting or it starts searching from the 3rd position. So from 3rd position starting means how it is going to tell me 9. Na? Okay, this is the 3rd position. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9. So it is based on the starting position. Occurrence, you might think that it is always going to give me first occurrence. No. It is based on the starting position. Whichever starting position you're going to mention, like it will start counting, right? It will start searching. Whenever it will encounter that particular character that we are searching for, it will bring back that position. So when my starting position was 1, I could get the occurrence, the first occurrence of A. In happy, it's a second position. But when I change that 1, like 1 is default, like we could mention or may not mention. Na? At first time I didn't mention, so it assumed value 1. Now I did mention the value 3, like I have crossed the first occurrence and then gone to the second. I mean, I've crossed the first occurrence. First occurrence is at position 2. I have just switched over to 3 as my starting point or starting position. So from 3 it starts search. So now whenever it will find, or it will find the occurrence of A, it will just return back that position. For Excel, it won't understand that this is the first occurrence or second occurrence. It's all based on the starting position. Based on the starting, I know it's the first occurrence or second occurrence, but based for Excel, it's based on the starting position. So from where the search begins, the moment it encounters the searching character, it will just return back the position of that character. As simple as that. Okay? You are able to understand what I'm trying to say? Or you want me to repeat? Say if I change this 3 to 10, because second occurrence is at 9th position. Na? So if I keep it at 10, I cross that, it will tell me at the 17th position it is. Or if I change it to 9, maybe 9th position is there. Na? It starts from 9, it starts searching from 9, and the first search itself, like first that loop, it's just searching na, one by one. At that first position, where the position where it's starting the search, at that it's position itself, it is finding that character A, so it returns back 9. If I change that starting position from 9 to 10, it will give me the next, whichever the next, whatever the occurrence is there, it will give me. See, I'll just repeat. If you want, if people want, I can repeat it. Wait. Now here I will not mention anything. It's your value 2. This is the, wait. Understood? This is based on the first position, or maybe the first character is your starting position. Like starting position 1, it returns me the first occurrence. Starting position is third, number 3. It gives us the second occurrence, which is at 9th position. And with your starting position as number 10, it's giving me the return value 17, which is actually the third occurrence of A in this string. Is it okay? Not okay? What is the case? You're able to follow? Not follow?
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm. Okay.
Ma'am,
Now,
one doubt.
yes, please.
We are giving this find one by one, right? If we want to find one, that A is there, right? A, can we make it three? No, A is there in three column, three words, right? Happy, it's there. Teacher is there. Day is there, right?
Hmm.
Can't we make it in one formula itself, one function itself? We can get all the three. It's in second position, it's in the ninth position, and in 17th position.
That option is not there. Every other value, the functions that you have started learning, as in general, the functions, they will return only one
One.
value at a time. That's what a traditional Excel formula does.
Okay, okay,
You may have number of many inputs, maybe, or I won't say many inputs. I'll be more specific. Like you will have one input, you will have one output. Maybe the filtering, the conditions in between can be multiple, one or many, but it'll be like a one input, one output more.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
want to return multiple outputs, this function is not supporting that. There are functions which supports multiple outputs, but then you should be having a latest version of Excel wherein like the it were from 2021 the traditional behavior of the formulas, I mean functions, were really upgraded of
Okay.
something
Okay.
called spilling, a spilling technique or a spilling concept was brought into picture. Like for one input you will get many outputs, like that was there. Okay, but find you cannot, it's only one occurrence at a time. It will just return the position of that.
Okay, ma'am. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, but one I have, you all asked me a question, I want to ask you a question. Sometime back I told you, i space is being considered as a text character in Excel. I did mention that, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I find the position of space in this string? I know there are two spaces. So can I find at least the first occurrence? Can I find? Am I able to do that?
Yes, ma'am. Uh,
This,
if you you don't have to give that any letter there, comma F3, and after Y we can give, right? The first space will be getting.
this is for the first occurrence, ma. If you want the second occurrence, you would have to give a value greater than 6 as the starting num. Even if you give a 6 as starting num, na, its return value will be 6 only. You have to give a value starting position greater than 6. If you give 7, na, it will tell you the 15th is the second occurrence, ma.
Okay, ma'am.
I mentioned previously also, find really relies on the starting position. Based on the starting position, whenever like okay, it's starting from particular position, for it doesn't understand the first occurrence, second occurrence. It is just going to rely on the value that's been mentioned for that starting position. So based on the starting position, it will start the search. The moment it encounters that search letter, it's going to return back the position. In that whole string, whatever is the position, it will just return back. It won't understand the first occurrence or second occurrence. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to search. Search is also going to serve the same purpose as find, but search is better. Of course, a search we don't use much. We use more of find only, but we may use search. It's in fact a better alternative of find. Reason being, search is not, it's not case sensitive. Okay, it is not case sensitive. You may give like in like here you have a capital T, you may search with small t, it won't give you an error. Like I want to find t, I'm just going to mention it small, not capital, small. Within text will be this starting position. Again, it's optional. You may or may not omit. If you're going to omit, the starting position will be 1. Here it will give you aram say, you don't have to worry which case, uppercase or lowercase you are mentioning. You don't have to worry at all. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
again,
ma'am.
again, you, if you mention like, say, suppose you're going to give A. it will return 2, all good. But now if I change the thing, it will give me 9. Very much same like my find.
Find.
Only benefit is search is not case sensitive. I need not worry. Maybe as humans we are bound to make mistakes. Maybe by mistake I had given the uppercase as lowercase or lowercase as uppercase. I might do a here and there, doesn't matter. It will still give me the result. Okay. 3 more functions are there in the text function library. You want me to tell now or Monday? Come on, reply. Okay, what is this replace? Replaces part of a text string with different text string. Okay, let's do one thing. Happy Teachers Day. Let's change it off to Happy Independence Day or maybe Happy Republic Day. I can try that. Okay, I'm giving an example. You may do some other thing also. Okay. So starting off with first is a old text. 1 minute. Old text will be here the string in which we are going to do the replacement. Over here it's your Happy Teachers Day, that F3 only. Okay, F3. Then starting number. I have to give a position from where that replacement is going to happen. Like teachers, I told you teachers, right? Teachers is at position 7, right? So I'll give the value as 7 there. Number of characters I do want to change. 5 and 3, 8. 8 characters. And what is the new string? Independence. Okay. So from in the string available in F3 cell or in available in F3 cell reference, from position 7, I have replaced 8 characters with a new text. The new text is not of 8 characters. It may be or may not be of the same 8 characters. It can be less than 8. It can be more than 8. It can be equal to 8. Doesn't matter at all. Or even if I don't give any character also, chalega. Like if I give a space or just leave it as is. We'll just say happy day. That's it. Because there are 2 spaces over there. One this space and this space. That's why I'm seeing 2 of them over here. I could have done one thing. Maybe I could have changed instead of that 8, I could have put at 9. Will give me happy day. That's it. Like it's your teachers and one space is being like just removed from that whole text. Happy day. That's it. So if I have to replace a part of a string with a new text, I may do that using replace function. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm moving on. If any issues, let me know. Substitute.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, the what you have mentioned num character in the search for dialog box. Start num means the word the string starting
Starting
one.
position.
Num character.
Here
Next,
or in the replacer.
replace ma'am.
Replace starting position is 7 ma. Teachers. T.
Ah,
T is at
yes,
7
yes.
position.
Next option num character.
Num means how many number of characters you want to replace. From 7, how many characters you want to replace. So from 7 means from teachers, it is from teachers and 1 space. Teachers is of 8 characters plus 1 space is 9. I removed all of them. And here the new text, earlier it was Independence Day I was putting, na? So I removed that. I removed that. Just there, I removed that whole of it, just putting happy day. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Substitute. Substitute also serves the same purpose as replace, but there's a small twist over there. Replaces existing text with new text in a text string. Okay, here first you have got 4 arguments now. First one text. Text is nothing but this input text only. From here, what is it that you want to replace? Here you're not mentioning something like starting position and number of characters as we were doing in replace. It's a small differences there. Here you're just going to mention. Kindly mute your mic, Zubeda.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Here you are not mentioning the starting position or number of characters you want to replace as you were doing for in the replace function. Here you're just going to mention what is that old text, what is the new text. These 3 are the main thing. But yes, last option is the instance num. I'll come to that. So what is it that I want to change over here is teachers is what I want to replace. New text, Independence Day. That independence only I'm going to put. Okay, now instance num. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me not put the full character for you. It will be easier for you to mention small, just on letters. It will be much more better. Okay, we are seeing A is appearing 3 times, right? First time, second time, third time. 3 times A is appearing. So let me come here. I'll replace A with what? Say, for example, X. I want to replace that A with X. Instance num, this particular argument in substitute is a very good one. As in to say, if you want to replace all the instances of A, you may do that. Or you may replace a specific occurrence also, either of the two. It's either any one or all. Just read it over here. Instance num specifies which occurrence of old text you want to replace. If omitted, every instance of old text is replaced. It's actually an optional argument. So say suppose I'm not going to mention which instance I want to replace. There are 3 instances of A. I'm not mentioning which one I'm going to do. It will replace all of them. Hopefully you are seeing the answer. This is what it will do. Wherever A is appearing, it will just change it to X. Now, there are 3 instances. So that instance num, it in general will have a numerical input only. There are 3 instances, so it will either have 1 or 2 or 3. If you don't mention at all, the substitute will replace all the instances of A. If specifically I want to replace first instance, it will be like this. So just in that happy, after that HA, HX, it's coming up. But the rest of the 2, it's untouched. Rest of the 2, it's untouched because I have mentioned the instance num to be 1. Maybe second instance I want to replace that happy A, that is very much intact. In teachers, TEX, I can replace also 3. It is either 1 or all. Not like two more than one instance, like maybe first and second instance you want to replace, you cannot do that. Any one instance or all of the instances. If you want all, just don't mention that instance num. It will replace all. Okay? Substitute clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, last one for the day. Concatenate. You're just going to concatenate two strings together, two or more strings. So equal to concatenate. Say I mention happy. I'm doing this manually. You could just, if you have strings that separate like this happy teacher's day, all of them in three different cells, you could just mention the cell references. But here there's no space in between them. I could mention the space also over here. Okay. So concatenate is just to join strings. That's it. Your space is also a text character. So you may mention in between that. So that is all about text functions. You may try the text function assignment as well. Of course, your job is to do the dependent drop down list. I know I've got a few of them, two or three assignments I've got. I'll check that. And prior few more assignments are there. My job is to check that as well. So if you are intending to attend this, that is after the dependent drop down list, you may go ahead. Okay, just see to it. It's very much self-explanatory. If you're unable to understand, let me know on Monday. I'll explain that. In fact, if you are not able to understand, leave this. You just come over here. It will say all the thing how to do it. But then this you can see the first names, last name in different columns are being given. That's what you're going to do for all of them. But yes, number of words is not len. Okay, if you want, I'll just go a brief. Fatafat, I'll do that. See, G code is nothing but the first letter from gender. Female means F you are supposed to extract. Male means M you are supposed to extract. That's what is G code. Second and third is the name is just been split up and put up in different, like two different columns. First thing that your mind will say is split text to split columns that we have just learnt as the first topic today. I know that's the best way. You may even use that you might be using that at your workplace also. But over here in this assignment, you are to use your functions which you have learned. Left, right, mid. That's what you're going to use to extract the first name and to extract the last name separately. Number of words, this last one over here, bar fogny, there are two words. Not that you're going to apply len on name and give me the answer as, let's say here 4 and 5 and 5 and 7. 12. You're not going to give me the answer as 12. It's number of words. Say if you're saying happy teacher's day means there are 3 words. That's the answer. Number of words, not the number of characters. Len will return number of characters. I want number of words. All of this to be done using text functions only. Yes, you have your substitute and you have a replace. That's very much given there as example. You can very well attempt that.